Hello. Well, I'll start with an apology for a lack of any updates or progress over Christmas and New Year. Unfortunately, if I wasn't doing family stuff or childminding, I was working or it was tipping with rain and freezing cold, so nothing has happened for the last few weeks in this car. But now I'm getting underneath it again to try and figure out where all that petrol is coming from and what I can do about it. And because I'm not suicidal, I'm definitely putting jack stands under this today. I'm going to start to put a cover over this car because every time I come out to it, there's a small lake in this back seat and now the back shaft's gone all mouldy. And this water is icy cold. Before I begin this episode, where I'm going to try and investigate where the leaking petrol is coming from under the fuel tank of this car, probably the fuel tank, I'm going to apologise for the variable sound quality in this particular video, because normally when I go under the car, I put this little lavalier mic, body mic thing on a long cable to my Fuji small camera. It gets some high quality wide shots. Unfortunately, as I got the cars out, it started raining, so everything's on GoPro today. I'm going to try and get some audio on this so you can hear exactly what I'm saying. But some of it may be a bit dodgy, the rest will be overdubbed afterwards. I'm sorry about that. It's the reality of working in a drive. I can't do much about it, but please bear with me. Thank you. So, here is the pipeline that comes into my system here. That's dripping in quite badly, so that's not sealed up very well at all. Try and work out where. Oh. I should put goggles on. Oh my god, there's a hard fuel line just there. And that is absolutely soaking wet. And you can see that. Oh, there, I've got stuff in my eye. Excellent. Every time I move, crust falls on me. And those are pipes off the fuel tank itself. And that pipeline, I can't see this myself. I'm looking at the viewfinder on the camera. All that pipe is absolutely sopping wet. Oh, this looks like a job for like. Oh wow! Over there, this is behind the muffler. It's a big silencer on the. That is soaking wet. I don't know what that particular pipe is, but this is the fuel main line and return line going up over the suspension. Oh man alive. Try and get some on the GoPro as well. So this is dribbling down to this point and leaking like crazy. So basically what I'm going to need is put all of the soft line and all the hard line replacing, and looking at these brake lines, I think I'm going to need to replace the brake lines as well. This is like a 4-post lift job really. Oh gosh, this is quite potentially an expensive job. Oh well, given the state of the hoses off the fuel pump and fuel filter, it's no real surprise that the rest of the pipes off the tank were pretty shoddy as well. I'm a bit disappointed the metal lines are looking a bit crusty, but I can't really carry on without replacing them, because the first time I run the car, it's probably going to blow itself up, and I don't want to have spent a year fixing a car and have it explode on me. See, if I blew a car up with the sun in the car, my wife would get really grumpy, and she hates these things as it is. So it's a setback. It's a speed hump rather than the end of the road, but yeah, it means I'm not going to get it done this afternoon, because it means I've got to go and buy a whole bunch more parts. But what I will do this weekend though, as the winter is starting to close in, I'm going to do a bit of preventative maintenance. There's a couple of rust spots on the roof with bare metal, so I'm going to put some rust kit on them, bit of paint, and get them trying. Well, it's good metal panel right now. I don't want it to come through, so I've got water coming through the top as well. I'm going to try and figure out where the water is coming through on this side. It must be coming through the sunroof, I guess. So I'll maybe try and clear out the channels. But yeah, that's the next 5 minutes of this video while I try and sort out the car and stop it going rustier than it already is. So when it does finally run, there's something still to drive. This might seem a bit like reorganising the deck chairs on the Titanic, or bolting the horse after the stable's bolted, or you know what I mean. But this scabbiness didn't appear until after the car started living out here
in the rain, and the winter is definitely coming. Snow is forecast. I actually washed the Tomcat last week and polished it, ready to put a cover on it. Unfortunately, in the 2 days since then, it's covered in cat footprints. I don't even own a cat, and it's gone all muggy again, so I need to wash it again this afternoon and put a cover on it tonight. But in the meantime, I'm going to try and do something about these, because I don't want to be welding a roof up anytime soon. This is going to be proper fixing at some point. Got a bit of rust killer in the meantime. Going through. I would like solid metal to work on when the time comes. Oh, there's actual felt here. I'm going to have to take some care. Gosh, wasn't expecting that. Where I've got a border of rust to paint, it's flaking the paint off quite badly. So I want to get that sorted out. I might even go and buy a cover for this car, which is something I was never planning on doing in my flip it in a week plan from a year ago. See, this is all just completely lifted up, and it's bare metal. It hasn't rusted yet under there, but I want to catch that before it does. Just one big bubble of rust, of paint just flaking off the roof of the poor car. Even if I only get hammerite or something on there, it'll just stop it crusting up over the winter. I'm not going to spend a ton of cash on this over Christmas time, and the car doesn't even run yet. I just want to stop it from getting even worse and becoming a massive resto job for the sake of a bit of bubbled paint. This bit here as well. Right, let's go find some rust preventative. This has definitely seen better days. I probably won't be painting this on the roof today. Yeah, that's a bit heavy duty for the roof, as is that. I don't really want to be hammeriting it. This is about 15 years old. It might do the trick to just convert the rust and find some red filler primer. Yeah, I'm not sure that's going to be the best thing to use. Is everyone's garage like this? Just a massive pile of mess. Huh. 2 cans of paint that are glued together by some kind of, I'm going to say resin, I don't know, from the Toyota for the Rover. Actually, it's even got the right year on it. There were loads of versions of Tahiti Blue. Tahiti Blue. I don't know how you say it. Filler primer, don't filler. Won't be lacquering it either. Oh well. Let's have a stab with the remains of some heavy duty rust cure. Otherwise I'll just paint it with hammerite. It doesn't look that positive. Oh no, I can goop on some goop. And this is the best paintbrush I could find as well. This is going really well today. The worst episode of Tony Hawk you've ever seen. That's way too thick. It says specifically on the instructions, if it's cold, do not apply thickly. And I can tell you what, it is absolutely freezing. I can barely feel my fingers doing this, so I'm not quite sure how effective this stuff is going to be. And I'd really rather not destroy the seal, this felt seal around the, what do you call it, sunroof. So this is very much a temporary bodge just to stop the car getting any worse while it's out here, because I don't want it getting snow and ice crusting into this. I have to investigate the cost of a cover, I think. Luckily the back seat swimming pool seems to have gone away for the time being. But mostly because it hasn't rained. Maybe there's a coincidence or some kind of link or conspiracy theory It's not raining and I haven't got a swimming pool. I've just realised my scarf is over my microphone. Can you hear me better now? It never occurred to me I covered the microphone with a scarf, so you probably can't hear a word I've said so far. What a pillock. And now I leave it for an hour. And while that's drying, I can just tell you a bit more about the underside of the car. I've been having a lot of thought about those fuel lines since yesterday when I was poking around underneath in the cold. And it's really hard to get to and very difficult to achieve with the car being on the ground or on jacks. I had wanted to take it over to Trevor at TJ Motors because he's, you know, a good friend. He's about a 40-minute drive away, and shipping the car there and back is probably going to cost me the best part of 200 quid, plus the work itself to change the fuel lines. Fortunately, I was talking to a garage which doesn't deal with Mercedes. They are one make garage that does minis, but the guy does racing as well, and he's got his own car transporter. So I'm going to get a quote from him on Monday and see if he can pick this car up, change the the fuel lines for me, and then ship it back again, because he's only like 10 minutes from here. So hopefully that'll be an inexpensive solution to getting underneath and changing all the fuel lines, which seem to be the source of my non-running woes at the moment. Then once he's done that, I can get back to finding out what the next non-running woe is, because there'll be something else of that, I'm sure. I'll give that a whirl and pop a bit of undercoat on that. It looks like my least bad option is some black hammerite. At least it's smooth. Oh god, I can't get through. I can't get through the rubbery top on it. Get through the rubbery top on it. Everything in my garage is either ancient. Or ancient. So I'm gonna try and paint this on. I'm gonna try and paint this on without getting onto the sunroof strip. It's probably about 15 degrees too cold to use this, but at least it'll dry kind of rust proofy, and I won't wind up with holes through the ceiling of the car, because repairing a roof on this thing would be just catastrophically expensive. I always said I would never do any bodywork on this car, just leave it as a, you know, as found condition, but at the same time I don't want it corroding away to nothing, so I guess I might look at getting the roof painted. The bonnet's pretty scabby as well, actually. It looks alright in the distance, but it's clearly been crashed and then hand painted, which is not a great look. At least hammerite. Hammerite also kind of dries fairly smooth-ish. It's ugly, but it's going to save me a lot of time and effort in terms of future corrosion, because sanding off ugly paint is easy and welding up great big holes is not. Beautiful. A job to be proud of, if I do say so myself. I'm not going to say that. It's horrible. Oh well, thanks for watching this least productive update on this car so far. At least now I think I do have a solid plan. I'm going to get some quotes to get this transported and get someone professional to put new fuel lines in. Maybe get some new brake lines under there as well while they're at it, because it's on a 4-post lift. You can do all that easily, lying on the back in the cold. It's going to take forever and the car's never going to run. I think I'm going to have to accept that doing that way will get things moving along a lot quicker. Well, I'll see what it costs and then make a decision on that. But hey, thanks for watching. Maybe something else will happen next time. I think the next couple of videos will be on the Alpha, possibly the V8, which I've kind of forgotten about for months, and maybe the Mini. I don't know what's next. Well, yeah, those two probably. Thanks for watching. Please hit like and subscribe. Maybe buy a sticker for the back of the car, furiousdriving.co.uk and on Redbubble. Cool, thank you, bye.